Hello everyone, I'm Selena. I think the purpose of the text is to take us to look into racial microaggression at public school, especially from kindergarten to 12th, with the support of statistical data and real life experiences. So racial microaggression is the result of structural racism. It's very easy to be ignored in our everyday life for most of us, but it has damaged negative impact on the person who received it. So the text examines this problem by the example of mispronounced names to explore related adverse effects on young students. So personally, as a new immigrant from China, I knew US is a multicultural country with people from all over the world before I came here. Although I know that people must have learned to respect others' culture and value the differences, I still got my English name because I do not want to make any inconveniences to others. I don't realize a mispronounced name would have so much impact on young students until I read this article. When I recalled the time my Chinese name was mispronounced by some instructors, I just smiled back and let them know I would prefer by my English name. Their words, I know it's not easy for them to pronounce my Chinese name. There were a few times I was very touched that some professors trying to say my Chinese name right. It seemed like they really cared about me and wanted to know more about me. So upon completion of this reading, I'm more knowledgeable about how issues of race, ethnicity, language, and culture are interwoven with schools based on the research in the article. So for students who attend public school here, particularly in kindergarten to 12th, being called by a wrong name is totally different my experience. We know names are very important to everyone. A name is a person's identity, so it's my also relate to that person's family history and cultural heritage. From a person's family name, we might get to know that person's culture background or nationality. Like people will just figure out where I come from based on my Chinese name. A person's given name might also indicate the whole family's expectation, like what kind of person that person's family wants he or she to be. So that is why I think the name and why it's important to say a name right. So for young students, school is the first and only place to explore outside the world other than home. A place should provide them security, tolerance, and understanding. So once their needs are overlooked by educators, either by accidents or with purpose, it would bring long-lasting harmful effects along in their life. So because they do not have the strength and the courage to defend themselves. On the other hand, keeping pronouncing students' names incorrectly not only shows educators' lack of cultural awarenesses, but it also sets bad examples for other students, because that's the teacher's attitude towards whoever the student is would determine the way how other students treat the students. So just like the example in the article, a woman called Narupamar, who is from South Asian, she shared her experience that she was called Gandhi by the whole class after her biology teacher had a cultural joke on her name. So that humiliation stays with her the whole life. I think educators should take responsibility and pay extra attention while handling with students from different cultural background. Sometimes an unintentional joke on the student's name might cause a lifelong damage in the student's life. So after all, a school is supposed to be a place to teach students to learn to understand, to respect, and to embrace differences. Thank you.